Let's talk about what it'll take, starting with the quarterback, Cam Peters. He's shown a lot of leadership this season. He's right under 2,100 yards passing, 68% completion, 18 TD to 6 interceptions. What does he do for the offense?
Well, what he does is he doesn't listen to the critics, in my opinion. In one game he threw 4 interceptions. I get a call in the middle of the night. They need to bench him. They need to play another quarterback. And you tell that individual, hey man, he's a young man. Give him a chance, and he should be all right. And look at what has happened since he threw the 4 interceptions in a game. He's been excelling. Mm-hmm. He's getting better. He's showing more leadership, and he's wiser. But go back now. Remember, he called the winning play. He executed the winning play against Texas Southern. They got him off to a 1-0 start this season in a game they won in the closing seconds. So he's their leader, and if he gets protection, he's going to be all right. But the other key thing to them winning, they've got to be able to run the ball on Jackson State, and they believe that the offensive line believes that they can open the holes for the running backs to run, and they can run the ball against a very good Jackson State team known to be able to stop the run, right?
Yep. They've run the ball well this year. Leading rusher Chase Bingman, freshman, 857 yards, 8 touchdowns. But he can also catch out of the backfield, 122 receiving yards.
Right. Outstanding back, a lot of determination, strong, and seems to be able to see the field real good also. And one with the confidence to run against a good Jackson State team. And I want to go back to the passing for a moment. They can also throw the ball, and they got a number of people who can catch the ball. And again, it's going to be, and they can. And the other thing, can the Jackson State defenders control what may be a long distance passing going deep threats. They've got some deep threats on the team also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking at the wideout room, I see Josiah Rockwell. He's coming from Sam Houston. He's second in the SWAC, so 84 receptions, right under 1,000 yards on the season, 7 TDs. Talk about him and the rest of that room and guys like Andre Dennis.
Well, he's one of the, in recent years, he's one of the better wide receivers that they've had at Prairie View A&M University. He's worked very hard to learn his quarterback and to also learn the plays. He runs his routes real good, and he also seemingly, in my opinion, rises to the occasion when he goes against people who are very good at what they do. You have some outstanding defensive backs, and I think he's capable of taking his game to another level because of the competition that he's about to face. And I think that's going to be one of the interesting things about this game, is how they match up against each other, because your defensive backs are not any they're good. They're very good, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
And y'all have a big target at tight end, Trevon Jones, 6'7". He's a matchup nightmare. Have they been able to get him the ball, or is he more of a blocking tight end?
He does a little bit of both. He doesn't realize who he is at this particular point. They've had the greatest probably tight end they ever come through Prairie was a guy named Alvin Reed. Alvin Reed was about 6'4", 6'5", played with the Washington Redskins back in the day, and played long enough to be tenured in the NFL. And this young man has that type of potential, but I think he's still learning. He's still learning the position, and he doesn't really know who he is. He's still looking for his niche. Mm-hmm. And again, this type of challenge maybe that'll bring it out in him also.
Rob, any areas on the offense where the team has struggled, whether it be turnovers, penalties, or what have you, areas where they need to clean up?
Yeah, that's been, but seemingly lately they've seemingly cleared that up. Hey, I think both of these teams, from what I've seen lately, have done a tremendous job. The coaching staff getting these teams ready. The only thing that may hurt them both a little bit is you got a week between these games, right? I mean, so that is the only thing that I see may hurt them. But otherwise, I think both teams are peaking at the right time. I have to give the coaching staffs credit. They've done to see where these teams and how they're playing right now is really great in my opinion.
Right. Ralph, let's talk a little bit about the defense. I know the Panthers, they have a bunch of players with over 40 tackles, so they have a lot of guys who can get it done. But I want to start in the secondary with the safety, Trevor Randall, the ULM transfer. He actually leads the team in tackles at 84 and also has 4 tackles for loss, a sack, and 3 picks. So he's just about everywhere, all over the field. And he's a Greenwood, Mississippi native, so we let him get away somehow when he left ULM. But it's rare to see a safety lead the team in tackles. So talk about him and how he's used.
Well, it's like he has a GPS system on it when it comes to the football. He knows where he's around the football, like you just stated. He leads the team in tackles. He's one of the leaders on the team. He plays at a high level, and he's another one that likes to meet the challenge. Your best receivers on offense, of course, he's going to be near him. Wherever the ball is, running wise or in the air, he's going to be somewhere near the ball. He's like a modern on a football field. He's like a modern day Willie Mays. Only he's playing football, and he's not running and chasing baseballs. But he's around the football, and he's going. His nose, like I said, it's like he has a GPS system on him. He knows where the ball is, and he knows he reads real well. He's very smart, and that's going to be a challenge for Jackson.
And then linebacker Darryl Starling Jr., he's not too far behind Randall. He's a Troy transfer, 68 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss. And then linebacker Kennedy Parker, Valdosta State transfer, 65 tackles. But he has 13.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. So talk about the linebacker room.
They seem to have it depends on how they're being played. They can drop back and cover, or they can do the pass rush thing. And they're good at getting into the backfield, putting a little pressure on the quarterback. Some cases getting the sack, just touching the quarterback and making them change his game plan, putting their hands up, coming in with their arms high, making the quarterback change plays. You've got a young quarterback. I don't know which one of your quarterbacks you're going to play, but one thing you've got your quarterbacks seem to be very mobile. I hope that, for their sake, they need to be mobile when they play Prairie View. That's about it, because these linebackers and their teammates on the line are going to come. They're going to charge. They're going to try to create situations where Jackson State will make mistakes. That's what they're going to do, and that's what the role of a defense is anyway.
One thing I noticed about this Prairie View defense is that a lot of the tackles are coming from the second and the third lines of defense, the linebackers and the secondary. So how is that defensive line with guys like Malik Gukeke?
Well, like I say, they are still going to raise some havoc, believe it or not. And although the leading tacklers on the team may be coming out of the safety positions or linebacker position, don't count the line out. Don't count the defensive line out. And you're going to find out just how, in my opinion, you're going to find out just how good your line is at this particular point in the season. I don't know how Coach Jackson is going to, what kind of defense he's going to run or what kind of changes he's going to make, but I look for him to make some changes, because if you watch film, if you don't put any pressure on the Jackson State quarterback, what happens?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get run out of Jackson, Mississippi. You're going to get run out of Jackson. You're going to get run back to the bus and run or wherever you're going to get run out of Jackson, Mississippi. That's what's going to happen.
Which of those 3 units would you say is the strength of the defense? The linebackers, or the secondary? Biggest strength.
I would say the linebackers, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And although the safeties and the other part of the defense, they do well, I would say the linebacker play has been very good.
When I look at the defense, the most points they've given up all season has been 38, and that was against Rice. And the most points they've given up versus a SWAC opponent was 31 against Alabama State. If there is an area where the defense has struggled or been inconsistent this season, what would that be?
The Rice game, Rice had better athletes. Overall, Rice had better athletes than Prairie View did. And once again, as you stated, they put 38 points on Rice. Rice put 38 points on Prairie View in that particular game. But since that game, in my opinion, they were still learning who they were. They won the Texas Southern game, and then they come back and they play Rice. I think those games got them prepared for what they're doing right now.
If your Prairie View, what concerns you the most about Jackson State?
They're playing at home. They're at home. They're coming out of the dorms to play a game at home. You have to travel there, and you're staying in a hotel. That's one of the advantages of that Jackson State has in this game, and you got to be concerned about that. But you can get over that, and you can win the game. The other thing you have to be concerned about the fan base. Jackson State will have more fans in the game, so you got to get past that also. But the game is a winnable game, and it's good to see SWAC schools playing on this particular level at this time. And then again, it's also great, in my opinion, to see Coach Taylor's been the head coach there, 3 years, if I'm correct? 3 years at Jackson for Coach Taylor. Mm-hmm. And you've got Coach Jackson in his first year at Prairie View. So to see these young guys doing what they're doing is tremendous. But, again, it should be a great football game, and one that the SWAC and the television people ought to be happy about having. Prairie View is coming into the game on a roll, and we know what Jackson State is doing.
You say it's a winnable game for Prairie View. What are the keys to victory? Yes. What do they have to do? What are the do's and don'ts?
Watch the mistakes. Don't have too many penalties, and don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over, and contain the quarterback. Whoever's quarterbacking for Jackson State needs to be hounded all afternoon if you're to win the game. If you from what I've seen of the Jackson State quarterbacks, the freshmen and the veteran that you've had there, if you don't put any pressure on these individuals, again, you're going to get run out of Mississippi.
We talked earlier about that 2021 Prairie View team that JSU faced in the SWAC championship game. This year's team appears to be better than that 2021 team. Would you agree with that?
I agree wholeheartedly with that. It's a better team. You've got better athletes. I'm not saying that the other team was not coached well. That team did not have the athletes that Prairie View has at this particular time. You got better athletes, and they're coached. And again, the only way they don't compete in this game or win the game is it will be because of them. No other reason.
All right. SWAC championship game, 1 p.m. kickoff. It will be televised on ESPN2. It's for all the marbles, so it should be a good one. Ralph, we enjoyed it. We appreciate it. Before I let you go, you got to give me one story, one JSU story. I know you got a million, but give me one. I don't care if it's W.C. Gordon, Walter Payton, the great Sam Jefferson. Give me something.
Well, we got two. The first time, I had never heard of Walter Payton. And Walter Payton and Jackson State were coming to Houston. And Dr. Rod Page, who became the he was on the cabinet of George Bush as the educational, cabinet member. He was over the educational department. He was coaching as the head football coach at Texas Southern. He had coached at Jackson State. And it was like the Thursday or Friday before Jackson State was to play TSU here in Houston. And he said, whatever you're doing, you don't want to miss this game. He said there's a special player or two or three on that team, but you don't want to miss this one player. And he was talking about Walter Payton. He said, you've got there. You won't believe what he can do. He said he can do everything. He said he could quarterback if they needed him to play quarterback. He just ran the ball. He kicked the extra point and everything that particular day and at that time. But the other one story involves W.C. Gordon. W.C. Gordon and Jackson State came to Houston to play, and I interviewed him after practice that Friday before the game. So he asked, if you knew him, you know what you'll notice about him. He asked me what was a good jazz club in Houston. This was on the Friday night before the game. This was on the Friday before the game. He said, where's a good jazz club? I said, well, Coach, there's one that you can walk to really from here. I gave him the directions and everything. And being the jazz buff he was, he went to that club. So now I'm on the sideline down there walking around before the game that Saturday, and he comes up and he remembered my name because we had just met the day before for the first time. And he said, Ralph, I want to thank you for last night. And then it hit me what he was talking. He said that club was tremendous. They had some great jazz players, and and I really enjoyed it. So those are a couple that I remember off of the top of my head. Okay.
Awesome. We appreciate it. Hopefully one day we can get you back on just to tell some stories. We got to get them on record because I know you got it. But we appreciate your time as always. The great Ralph Cooper. We appreciate you.
And keep up the good work. Okay, Corey?
All right. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
If you enjoy our content and appreciate what we do, kindly consider donating to the channel.